everybody, welcome to the Free Range Diva. Today I'm talking about my quest for a BPA-Free coffee maker, which finally, after a year, I found the Chemex pour-over coffee maker that's all glass, and I want to show it to you today and give you a review of it. So let's get started. BPA, bisphenol A, is a chemical found in plastics. And as you may know, plastic plus hot water equals chemicals leaching into the element. And coffee makers, obviously, hot water and plastic. So BPA, if you're wondering, is a hormone disruptor. It's one of several different toxins, actually, that can negatively impact your hormones that are found in plastic. So even when you're dealing with plastic that's BPA free, there's still other things that can leach out into your body and into your food or whatever is in that plastic receptacle and then end up in your body. So I really, even though I love my drip coffee, I wanted a coffee maker that was plastic free. I ended up buying 2 different percolators and found both of them to have the same issue, which was the coffee was really weak. No matter what I did, I could not get a flavorful pot of coffee out of either of them. They were also really messy to not only brew, but to clean up afterwards. I wanted to continue to use coffee filters for a variety of reasons that I won't get into now, but the 2 percolators ended up taking them back because I couldn't deal with the mess or the fact that I couldn't get a decent coffee out of either of them. So then I went to my storage stuff that's in storage, and I pulled out this French press, which, as you can see, still has plastic on it, but I thought I would try it out and see if this gave me a better result, at least a decent coffee result, and then I would get one that did not have plastic on it. Again, the coffee was not bad, but a mess. I mean, you've got your coffee grinds down here. They, when you pour out the spout, they end up coming out the spout into your coffee, and it's a mess to clean up, and it's just a mess to deal with. So, yeah, that went away. Which brings us to the Chemex, which I found at the beginning of the year, and I have been using it. I had seen these before, but I'd never tried it, and I didn't know anything about them. So, but boy, am I glad I did. This little guy is tempered glass, inside and out. It has a wood grip on it so that when it's hot, you won't burn yourself, and that's tied on with this rawhide tie, which comes in a variety of colors, by the way. And then if you want to wash this, like in a dishwasher, you can untie this and remove the wood and then just wash the glass. Although I would not recommend that. My experience has been, these things can crack, and putting them in the dishwasher, from what I've been reading, from reviews about it, will prone them to cracking, and we don't want that. So just wash it by hand. That's what I do, and it's really easy to wash and clean. I picked this unit, first of all, because it's all one unit. There are a lot of different pour-over brewer coffee makers or brewers on the market, but many of them, or if not most of them, are just the drip spout part that you can then sit on top of a coffee cup or another carafe. But this has got the carafe and the brewer all together in one unit. It's also really sexy looking. And just to give you an idea, I mean, this looks so good, especially in a modern or a modern type kitchen, Scandinavian design, gorgeous. But aside from all of that, this makes an amazingly delicious cup of coffee. Better than my drip. What this does is it gives you a very clean coffee flavor, no acidity. The filter that you use blocks out a lot of the oils so you don't get bitterness. You just get a very rich and complex coffee flavor. I am converted. I am totally converted. The first time I brewed this, and it also gives you control over the brewing process, which I'll get to when I start to show you how this actually works. Which if you're really into coffee, that can help you get the strength that you really want out of this. For example, a slower pour gives you a stronger cup of coffee. A faster pour gives you a less, it has less of that boldness, I guess, to the flavor of the coffee. I picked up the 6-cup classic design, and they have a lot of other designs. If you go to the Chemex website, you could go nuts looking at all the accessories and all these different things that you can get to go with the coffee. From they make their own patented filter that goes with, that you stick in here. They also make lids and coffee thermoses. They have a type of brewer that has a handle on it. If you don't like the wood, you can get something like that. And they also have a standalone coffee maker that grinds your beans, you put the water in, you stick this under it, and it does the whole thing automatically. But I love just having the carafe itself. And rather than get the Chemex filters, I had a box of these number 2 cone type filters. So from like 2 coffee makers ago, I had some of these sitting around. So I decided to try it with these. I'll show you how this works. You simply open this up, stick it in here, stick it in there like that. Put your coffee, water, and then it brews in the bottom. So this has worked out so far fine for me. This is a lot cheaper than the Chemex filters, which are about $9.50 for 100, whereas this is $2 for 100. So right now I'm using those, but from what I understand, the Chemex proprietary filter is thicker, so you get an even cleaner, smoother brew of coffee. The Chemex filters also come in an unbleached variety as well. One accessory though that I think is a must is a pour-over tea kettle, like so. I started out not using one of these, and then I quickly ended up buying one, because this makes life so much easier when you're trying to pour exactly where you want to pour when you're brewing, and to control the water. So some of them come with a thermometer on them. I don't need it. When I actually brew the coffee, I will boil the water until it comes to a boil here, and then when that happens, I'll take it off the heat and then start the brewing process. So let's get to that. When you start the brewing process, the first thing that you want to do is pour boiling water over the filter itself. And what that does, not only does it prepare it to start the brewing process and heats the carafe, the filter can have a bit of a paper taste, and so it removes that layer of paper flavor from your coffee. Once you've done that, go ahead and add your grounds, and once the water, you let your kettle come to a boil. I measure out the exact amount of water that I'm going to use, as well as the amount of coffee that I'm going to use to make exactly the strength of coffee that I like. Once that comes to a boil, you can remove the kettle from the burner and let the boiling stop. I turn the heat down really, really, really low on the burner. And the first thing you want to do is bloom the grinds by just doing a slight pour over, just to wet the grinds thoroughly through. And you let that sit for about 30 seconds. What that does is it opens up the grinds and really releases a lot of the coffee flavor. Then go ahead, after 30 seconds, you go ahead and continue your slow pour over. I like a slow pour over. And I have only had my filter fall through once, and I think it was because I put too much water in it. I do fill it up to about 2/3 and then let it drain, brew through a little bit, and then add a little more water and a little more water until it's done. You can also set the carafe on a low flame on your burner, as well as on a low setting if you're using a ceramic cooktop as well. The only thing you can't put it directly on is coils. You need another part to lift them above the coils if you want to do that. But you can put it on a low flame over your gas burner to keep it warm during the brewing process, which I do. At that point, once it's done, I remove the filter and cover it with the lid, and now it's going to stay nice and warm until I'm ready to pour it. You'll see me putting a little bit of the perfect hydrolyzed collagen in my coffee. I do that every morning, or most mornings. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because today, on the 19th, the Perfect website is having this big sale. It's 30% off any 3 items from the website, and that goes through the 21st. So if you're interested in getting, they make a lot of stuff, supplements and all sorts of things, but if you're interested in getting anything from Perfect, then now is the time. All right, you can find the Chemex, get my little lid. I picked this up separately on Amazon, the little lid that goes in it. You can find the Chemex anywhere. I'll leave links below where you can find a lot of, where you can find it. But the only place that you can't find it is on the Chemex website. Because of COVID, they're not shipping or selling anything right now. But there are a lot of retailers that do carry this, as well as the filters, so you can get it. The Chemex, this is the 6-cup. They have from 3 up to about 10, maybe even a 13-cup, different sizes, different styles. So there's a Chemex for everyone if you're really interested. I highly recommend, if you love coffee and you are using a drip or any other coffee maker that has plastic in it, that you chuck it and give plastic-free a try with this Chemex coffee brewer. A pour-over brewer is what has turned out to be the best coffee I have ever made myself, and that's saying something. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I would love it if you did that. And if you use a Chemex or you love coffee, tell me all about your love of that brew in the comments below. So until I see you again in that next video, I'm wishing you a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Take good care of yourselves, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. See you later.